Welcome to ShotrOK training videos. My name is Mark Taylor. I'm the lead engineer for ShotrOK. And we'll get right into it. We are going to go over a couple more features. We're going to go over voice and tone calling on intercom calls, and dialing 9 and speakerphone and the mic or mute button. So internally, when you call somebody, your system can be set up two ways. When you call from extension to extension, you can be set up to voice announce the call or ring the call, which we call tone sometimes. And I want to demonstrate that here. I have two telephones set up in the office, besides one that you're looking at. And when I call somebody, that person's phone could be set to ring or to tone. And what we're going to do, Jason's telephone is set up to voice announce. So I'm going to call Jason's extension 203, and when I call him, I'm going to hear a splash tone, and that's telling me that basically I'm on the air and I need to say something. And it also warns Jason that I've actually called him in his office. So I'm going to demonstrate that right now. Pick up the telephone, grabbing a call key, dialing his extension number 203. If you could hear the splash tone, and then I would just start talking. Hey Jason, I've got a question for you. Immediately, Jason could answer my question without touching the telephone. It's hands-free. So this is very convenient for a lot of office workers or a lot of people. I always tell them that it's much more efficient to have your phone set up for voice calling. When you call another extension, I don't have to stop what I'm doing or even look at the telephone. I merely hear the splash tone, and I know that someone's called my extension, and they're going to say, hey, Mark, I've got a question for you. And if I want to, I can raise the handset up, make it a private conversation, or I can just continue talking into the speaker. And when that person's done talking to me, they'll hang up the telephone, and everything's back to normal. Also on that same feature, when I did call Jason, if you'll notice on the telephone, there's the tone saying I'm voice announcing. On my telephone, there's an option to ring on the soft key. If I happen to buzz into Jason's office and I notice he's talking to somebody in his office, or if he's talking on a cell phone, or for whatever reason, I can simply press the ring key, and this will change my call from voice to ring. And you hear Jason's phone's ringing now, and this makes Jason do two things. Either raise his handset and talk to me, or simply ignore me, and my phone call will go to voicemail. And again, I can still toggle back and forth. Now my soft key says talk. I can press talk, and we could be talking. The other option here is to ring call. Alan's phone is set up to ring. A lot of large PBXs, people have over, anywhere from 30, 40, 50 to hundreds of telephones, usually go with the ring option. They're a little bit more paranoid, I guess. So Alan's phone, when I call him extension 200, his phone's ringing, and it's going to continue to ring until he decides to pick it up. I have the same option. While the phone's ringing, maybe I need for some reason to tell Alan something very important really quick, so I can hit my feature and signal him and actually go to voice announce and start talking. So I have that option as well. Sometimes that option might be important. Maybe he's in his office, or I think he's in his office, and I just need to make an important announcement. So again, raise my handset, call his extension number. His phone's ringing. He'll either pick up the handset, or he'll ignore the call, and the call will go to his voicemail. And when he picks up the handset, you can see I'm talking to extension 200, which was Alan. On most phone systems, we have, with call keys, we dial 9 to call out. So once there's two ways of doing that. You can raise your handset and dial 9 to get an outside line. That's one way. You can also just simply dial 9 and dial your number. When I press 9, my telephone goes to speakerphone. What I do in my office is, a lot of times, I just simply dial 9, dial my number, and when the call completes, either it's ringing or the person picks up, I'll raise my handset up at that time to have a private conversation where the people in the office can't hear it. This also, the hot dial pad feature also works internally in the office. If I wanted to call Alan on his telephone, I could simply dial 200. My phone goes to speakerphone immediately. You can see my speakerphone and my mic key. And there's where Alan has now answered the phone call, and I'm on speakerphone. If I want to take it off speakerphone, I just simply raise the handset. Now, you can see I'm off the speakerphone. By simply pressing the speakerphone button, I'm back on speakerphone and I can set my handset down. And I have another option here. While on speakerphone, this is the mic key. It's also sometimes people call it the mute key. I can turn that key off, and now my microphone is turned off. I can still hear Alan, but Alan can't hear me. Once I press that key, I can turn it back on. It also works on the handset. If I've called somebody, either outside of the building or inside the building, again, I can turn my mic key off and turn it back on. Maybe somebody has walked into my office and asked me if I want to go to lunch. And without being rude to the person I'm talking to on the telephone, I can simply turn my mic off and yell at the person, yeah, I'm ready to go, let's go. Once I get done with this phone call, and then go back in. The caller never hears anything. They don't know that I actually put the phone on mute. All right, well, I hope that's been informative. I'll be putting out more videos here in just a moment. Thank you for joining us here at ShotrOK.